Good day, this is Matthew Nuss. I'm on the day watch at the Fleetweather Ocean Routing Center in New York. Today is October 19th at approximately 1400 GMT. And today we're going to be discussing Tropical Storm Tammy, which is now moving towards the Lesser Antilles and Eastern Caribbean Sea here. So here's the latest satellite presentation of the system. You can see that things have been fairly consistent over the last 12 hours or so. The system is moving to the west at 16 miles per hour. Um, and what we're looking at here is basically the system has a consolidating central dense overcast. You can see bands beginning to wrap into the center as well, indicating good outflow. You can see that there is some shear, northwesterly shearing off the clouds to the north of the system. And there is a proceeding trough from the remnant tropical wave, which spawned Tropical Storm Tammy, which is already making its way towards the Lesser Antilles um, at this time, bringing squalls and showers well ahead of the actual tropical storm. So I wanted to show as well the latest advisory from the National Hurricane Center. The system is expected to remain a tropical storm intensity as it moves to the west and then to the west-northwest and then northwest, proceeding over the far eastern Lesser Antilles, and then developing into a hurricane likely between the time that the system is moving over the northern islands, and then continuing as a hurricane as it turns gradually to the north and then northeast as well through early next week. Tropical storm watches are already out for a majority of the Lesser Antilles at this time, and we are expecting conditions to deteriorate there towards the very later portions of this week and into the weekend. Taking a look at the model ensemble viewer, this just gives us a good indication of how the various global models are handling the situation. This is courtesy of Tomer Berg. So taking a look at this, we do have a fairly consistent west to west-northwest track over the next 24 to 48 hours as the system approaches the Lesser Antilles Islands here. We do have some differences in speed with the European indicated by the red circle here, a bit faster than the GFS or American model. So that is something to monitor, the forward speed of the system in the short term. All models do agree in the northwestward turn. There is some differences, again, in the east to west envelope here, with the Canadian model the farthest west, and the the American model, the GFS, furthest to the east. So again, another item that we're going to have to keep a close eye on here is the degree of the northwestward turn, as well as the speed of the turn. That's going to occur here, as that could make a difference, especially for Puerto Rico, if the Canadian model ends up being closer to the correct model here. It could be more impacts further to the west across the Caribbean. Further in time, again, all the models are showing a north to northeastward turn, and then the main difference here is the speed. So you can see there are a few ensemble members which are much quicker than the ensemble means. So that does mean that there is a little bit of variability in the expected forward speed of the tropical storm, which will now be a hurricane at this time, once it does make that northeast return. So again, something we'll have to watch very closely, especially for any vessels heading either northeast bound from the US Southeast to Europe or vice versa, as this will eventually impact the kind of main transit corridor for those transatlantic voyages. And then finally, just a quick version here showing the expected GFS American model version of things here. Again, it is just slightly east of the official NHC track, which is shown here with the cones and plots here. So again, expecting that eventual northwest to north to northeast return, as we have shown previously. So again, we'll have to watch, again, especially any interest in the northeastern Caribbean should monitor this quite closely, And then in the longer range, kind of early to middle of next week, in the 5-day time frame, we'll have to watch again the kind of transit corridor between the U.S. East Coast and Europe, or the Mediterranean, for any impacts on vessels either heading eastbound or westbound through the area. So that'll be it. Thanks so much for watching. And please make sure you subscribe to our channel and follow us on LinkedIn to receive all the latest weather and routing news. Once again, this is Matthew Nuss from the Fleetweather Ocean Routing Center. Stay connected and safe.